As you can see right now, he is making his way into the courtroom this morning. Again, this is the 17-year-old who was charged in the murder of the deaths of his mother and also younger brother, appearing in court as we speak.
And he was in court yesterday as well, just to face charges involving the theft of that car. But again, today going to be tried as an adult in the 2 counts of murder he faces and his family member's death. Let's listen in.
It is alleged that in the town of Acton on August 11, 2026, you did commit counts 1 and 2, murder, count 3, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, count 4, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, count 5 and 6, assault and battery.
Mr. Arraignment, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. You qualify for the appointment of counsel. Attorney DeWitt has been appointed to represent you. Does the Commonwealth have any requests today?
Yes, Your Honor. Several things. The first is the Commonwealth is asking the defendant to be held without bail on the murder charges. I'm going to give just a very brief overview of the facts for the court. On August 11th, approximately 6:30 in the afternoon, an individual placed a call to the Acton Police Department asking for a well-being check of his family at 1 Marian Lane in the city of Acton. He indicated he had not been able to reach his family for several hours and was concerned. Officers responded. They found the garage door open. They found the interior of the garage door open. They made entry to their well-being check. Immediately inside the house, they found the body of an apparently deceased child, determined to be a 14-year-old male child. They then found, close nearby, a body of a deceased female who was determined to be the mother of that residence. They cleared the scene. What they were to see in the scene were obvious signs of a visible and violent struggle. They found a significant amount of evidence pertaining to that. They did not find this defendant. They did not find the mother's vehicle, and there was a few other items that were missing from the scene. They conducted an extensive search. They finally tried to piece the timeline together of the day up before and after the murder. They ultimately found some concerning internet behavior of this particular defendant before the murder that was relevant to the murder. They also, during the course of the timeline of the afternoon, found different places that this defendant went and different things that he bought. He was ultimately found in the stolen motor vehicle at about 3:40 in the morning. That following morning, he was placed under arrest without incident. A number of items were found in that car that correspond back to the murder scene. The 2 victims, the autopsies were started yesterday. The manner of death is going to be homicide for both of them. The cause of death is still pending at this time as there's still investigation that's being done by the medical examiner's office. So at this time, based on the evidence that was found at the scene, it was apparent that blunt force trauma was used in some fashion on both individuals. So the Commonwealth has charged both with the murder as well as the assault and battery and dangerous weapon, as well as the 2 counts of assault and battery. Because of the circumstances of this case, of both before the murder, the obvious circumstances of the murder, as well as after the murder, the Commonwealth has that this defendant be detained to get out.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Clearly, this is an unimaginable, horrible situation. And I know there's a lot of information we need to go through. The Commonwealth is in the process of providing us with a lot of discovery. At this point in time, we're agreeing to a client being held without bail, without prejudice.
Okay. The Commonwealth's motion for pretrial detention pursuant to 27658A is allowed. And I also have, I'm just going to take each motion in turn that I have received. I have the Commonwealth's motion to impound or redact, and that is, I will hear you on that.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth is just moving to impound and or redact the names of the victims in this case, or anything that would be leading to their names. The Commonwealth will assist in the redaction of the public prosecution.
That motion is that's allowed. I also have a motion to preserve evidence. Any objection to that? That is allowed. I have a motion for funds.
There's 3 motions here.
3 motion for funds. 1 for the mental health evaluation. That is allowed. Is that be for competency and criminal responsibility?
That's to be determined, Your Honor.
Okay. That is allowed. Then there is two of those. Motion for funds for investigator is allowed. And a motion for digital forensic expert is allowed. Okay, and I know that you made a statement on the record about the GAL. I will get back to you on that.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Your Honor, may I just clarify one thing?
Yes.
The Commonwealth is asking the defendant be detained without bail under Section 58. The Commonwealth filed a 58A motion and asked that it not be acted on at this point. I apologize for the comment.
Understood. Okay, I'm just going to strike the A.
Thank you.
The 58.
Thank you. And then the final thing, Your Honor, and this is just to put on the record, the defendant was evaluated yesterday and cleared by a court commission for transport, so the defendant has been cleared. And the defendant also has physical injuries to him, but he was also treated and cleared from a medical hospital yesterday.
That's correct, Your Honor. He presumably will be transferred to a DYS facility today from here, but he has been cleared for transport. Although I believe he told me, my client told me that his hand was looked at, if maybe the paper could reflect further examination of his hand.
Okay, we could do that.
Your Honor, I believe he goes into custody of the sheriff, and then the sheriff
They-
then determines and takes him to DYS.
We can certainly.
He has to, yes, but he has to be held in DYS because he's under 18.
Anything further we need to address before we choose a probable cause date?
No, Your Honor.
We were looking at September 11th. Would that be okay? Friday. Thank you.
September 11th, the probable cause hearing?
Thank you, Your Honor.
The hearing defendant will be held without bail pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 276, Section 58. Commit without bail to issue. Case will be continued to September 11, 9/11/2026 for probable cause. Commit without bail to issue forthwith. Transport to court that date. And with that said, please keep in mind, please be advised, should be charged with a new criminal offense, you may be held without bail. Pending this trial, bail warnings given. Commit to issue.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
And as to appointment of counsel, Your Honor, Attorney DeWitt was appointed by CBCS, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Will that be a fee as well, Your Honor?
I'm going to waive that fee as it's being held.
CPS has to approve. She can. She told him.
So, what we will do is copy of the report, all the redactions, which will be copies of current. Yeah, if you don't mind.
You've been listening live to the arraignment of a teenager from Acton who was arrested and charged with the murder of his mother and brother. 17-year-old Arjun Aravan showing little emotion in the courtroom. You're looking at video of his arrest here, which happened yesterday. He entered a not guilty plea and is being held without bail. He's being tried as an adult in this case. They read the charges out loud in the courtroom. He's been charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and 2 counts of assault and battery.
And just a reminder, too, the victims in this case are a 14-year-old that is allegedly his brother and also a 45-year-old mother as well. And we heard in court, too, that a mental health evaluation was offered as well, given the circumstances, too. We've been hearing that he did use ChatGPT to look up how to commit a murder. And we've also heard previously that police have been called to his home before. So this has just kind of been an ongoing situation where this is not the first time that police have appeared in his home. We also did hear, too, that he will appear back in court on September 11th. So this will be an ongoing situation as well.